Guys, welcome to number 2 of the Derby Career Mode Live, and to start this episode we have got the game against Nottingham Forest. Whether I do actually upload this on the day that we do play them or not, we'll have to see, because I did say I was going to upload the first episode on the Wednesday and it ended up being the Friday, so yeah, I'm quite busy at the moment, so we'll have to see whether I do get it out on Saturday or Sunday. So, looking at the calendar, we'll probably go up to the Aston Villa game, if not the Preston game. We'll have to see, of course, depending on how much action happens in the transfer window. Going to see the results from the straw poll that I left. If it's like really close, I might just sign him anyway, because he can actually play out wide. Mbappe Luton. I'm still going to have to learn how to say his name, so yeah, we're going to have to go into the first game against Forest. Unfortunately, the contract deal hasn't quite come back. We did get a bid in here for Zanzala, decided to accept it because he's only like 55 rated, so he's never really going to be that useful. Wolves accepted the 900,000 for Marcus Olsen, who he's probably going to leave the club just after this game. So I'm probably going to play Forsyth. I don't think there's much point in playing a player that isn't going to be playing ever again for the club. I've decided to change it to a 4-4-2 just to see how we play. Of course, we have got quite a few strikers in. If we are going to bring in Mbappe, Luton, we're going to have to probably play a two-striker formation with the 4 in the midfield. So yeah, I think we'll put Forsyth into the left-back position for this game. Might be tempted to try Bryson in the midfield and Anya out on the right, just to keep fitness high, of course, and I'll probably go with that lineup. Looking at the Forest lineup then, they have gone for pretty much their best team. They got Ross McCormack up front, Zach Clough in behind him, David Vaughan, Jack Hobbs, that goalkeeper. I think he was downgraded by like 7 stats. He went from like a 77 to a 70, so might not be too good in goal, hopefully. They are playing a 4-2-3-1, which probably is the most common formation that people use on career mode, like the AI. So, seeing how the 4-4-2 does against it will be quite good. Corner coming here then. They have got it down, and they have found the back of the net there. I think it is Hobbs, the centre-back. I might be wrong, it might be Perquis. Yeah, it's Perquis or whatever his name is. Not the best of starts, to be frankly honest. Only 7 minutes into the game. We haven't even had an attack yet. They've literally been all out. I'm not too sure what Christie's doing there on the line. If you watch how close the ball was actually to him, and he almost like, he goes towards it, but he goes sideways to not block it. Not exactly the start we're looking for. I'm not that bothered if we lose this game. It is the EFL Cup. It is such a tin pot trophy. It's like anyone could win it if they really wanted to. It's just, I like to experiment in this cup, and it just means we can concentrate on the league and get to the Premier League a little bit faster. All ball through from McCormack with the shot, and Forest are 2-0 up just like that. They've literally been on 2 attacks and 2 goals straight away. It's going to be a mountain to climb now, and they're doing quite nicely defensively. It was a really good pass, to be fair. Where's Keogh? That's what I want to know. We've got Pearce and Christie there, but Keogh nowhere to be seen. And could Carson have done a little bit better? Maybe. It was a well-struck shot from the... It's kind of crazy how Ross McCormack was the best player in the Championship last season, and then he went to Aston Villa and he's just gone to Forest now. It's a bit of a weird one, really. Forest on the attack here again. It has been pulled back, being blocked though. Second chance. It's 3-0. It's 3-0 to Forest. We're going to have to make some changes, because clearly this 4-4-2 just isn't doing the job. I'm going to go back to the... Yeah, we'll go to the 4-2-3-1, just because it didn't really work in that last game though. We only won 1-0. Very lucky goals. I'll go to what McLaren used to play with. To be honest, it doesn't matter what formation we play. It's more down to... I'll go for a different 4-3-3 though, as we are 3-0 down. I think we do need to get someone in behind the striker. I think I'll go Nugent in behind Watkins, just because he's got a bit more pace. Here we go. Watkins is maybe through. There is one man left now. We have got past him though with the shot, and it's the young man Watkins again with the goal. Still need to score another 2 though, but it's good that we have got a goal back just before half time. Pretty much a solo effort from him. Right back not quite doing the job there, and the keeper just completely going the wrong direction. And that's his second goal for the club in his second appearance. Clearly he's been a good purchase. Shame the defence isn't doing too well. Zach Clough on the attack here. I'm probably going to make some substitutions in a moment, but they may make it a 4th here, and they have. Just like that, Forest are absolutely destroying us. And there's a few players that I'm really concerned about. David Nugent really hasn't done much in these first 2 games. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt though, nevertheless. I may just go to a 4-2-4 because we need 3 goals in 30 minutes, so we need to do something quick. And there it is, full time against Forest. We have lost 4-1. They did have a very good first 30 minutes, I must say. They were absolutely dominant. We kind of got back into it then in the second half after throwing too many men forwards. They pretty much killed the game off, and yeah, we only had 1 shot and they had like 12. Like, we had 5 and they had 12, but only 1 on target and they had 7. So I'm going to try changing the formation again, because that 4-4-2 was absolutely terrible defensively. I feel like we do need a holder midfielder, since we've got Dessart, Johnson and Thorne, of course, so we do need to like fill that role. So I'm going to be trying a diamond 4-4-2 with the 2 central midfielders and a cam. So into the next game then against Barnsley. I'd say the only benefits from losing that game is we don't have to play the EFL Cup anymore, which is kind of a blessing in disguise because it is a terrible cup, and I feel like we can concentrate on the league and get to the Premier League a lot faster, because this first season really isn't too exciting, because it's pretty inevitable that we are going to get promoted. However, I am going to be experimenting a little bit in this next game again with this diamond formation. I'm going to be resting Watkins there. We'll give Bent a go from the start. Hopefully his pace off the bench like he did against Brighton will be effective. I think Russell will be a backup striker if we do play this formation. Ince will be our backup cam. It'll be between Jota and Ince who plays that position. I'll give it Jota just because he's got a little bit more fitness, and I think we'll turn Anya into our backup fullback. We may have too many strikers. If we sign Luton, we definitely have too many strikers, but I feel like over the season you'll find out who's your best, and eventually you could probably sell a few or try them out in different positions. Let's have a look at the Barnsley lineup then for today's game. They've gone for a 4-4-2, Bradshaw and Armstrong up front, Kent and Watkins out wide. Apart from that, I think that's Sadie Yanko, the Man United guy. But apart from that, I don't really know many of them. Kent on the left was very good in the game when we played him in this fixture in real life. So hopefully we don't get another loss as badly as that one. And hopefully we can see a bit more from Nugent in this game. He really hasn't done too much in the first 2. Nugent's been taken down in the box there. Quite surprised he's actually done something for once. It's going to be interesting to see if we can actually convert this or not. I don't think Nugent's the best penalty taker. It might be Darren Bent, so I'll have to see who it is. So it has given it to Nugent, who's got 82 penalties. That's actually quite good. So I think I've got to give it him. He's won it, so we'll go to the left here. Really good penalty into the side netting, of course, and he does kick off his scoring career at the club, of course. I hope he does well, because like, it's kind of crazy how we've got Darren Bent and David Nugent up front in this team, like 2 former England internationals. I know David Nugent's not the well-known England player, but if you want to search David Nugent England goal, be my guest, because that is a real treat. And there it is, full-time against Barnsley. Not the most exciting game in the world, to be frankly honest, just a penalty to make the difference. It was that kind of game, like obviously playing the 4-4-2. Like, they know how to do it, and clearly defensively they're very good, but going forwards really didn't have much of a chance. So with that win, we are currently 5th in the table, obviously 2 goal difference at the moment, since we've only won our games 1-0. Hopefully we can get a little bit more of a better performance in the next game against Preston, as we are going to make our most expensive signing, well, for me anyway. Obviously we've got Vidra, who's just come back from injury, which is nice, but I feel like we just need a little bit more energy in this team just to get the extra goals. Like, we've only been scoring 1 goal a game so far, so obviously as well he can play out on the left wing. I think that's what his original card was on Ultimate Team, but yeah, he's got some pretty good stats, very good dribbling, and finishing pretty good as well. Where we put him though, I think for the time being we'll drop Russell, and I want to try these 2 youngsters up front, I feel like they'll do quite nicely. Into the next game then against Preston. Hopefully we can keep up our 100% record in the Championship, of course. I think this was like one of the few games that Nigel Pearson did win against Preston. I think it was Forsyth with like a last minute goal that made the difference. We're going to have to make a few changes due to fitness, because we've got so many fixtures all at once. I think we'll keep Thorne because he doesn't exactly run too much. I would like to keep Lowe in there, but obviously 61 stamina, really not too good, so hopefully we can. I don't know if there's a way of training that up, because that's really poor. So obviously we're going to have to put Forsyth back into the team. Debut then for Mbappe Luton. Probably not the most realistic transfer in the world, but that's career mode. If it works, it works. So looking at the Preston team, they're going for a 4-4-2 as well. There's a really big gap in that middle, like the custom way they play it. So maybe going down the middle with our diamond will be quite effective. A lot of plays out wide, obviously McGeady and Horgan, the Irishman. Maniok up front, or Mackinock, or whatever his name is. And Beckford, to be fair, both of them over 6 foot tall. I think Mackinock's like nearly 7 foot, so ridiculously tall. T.S. Browning, Baptiste and Spur, Maxwell and Boyle in the defence. It's a pretty good team, to be honest. There's a lot of pace out wide and 2 big men up front. They may be quite a difficult team to deal with. Oh shit, Beckford scored. I was trying to get the ball and I couldn't. I didn't even think it was worth commentating because I knew I was going to get it at some point. The amount of men that were around him, the way it deflects off his own man and then comes back to Beckford, it's a little bit of a scramble goal, and they happen quite a bit on FIFA, to be frankly honest. We've had like 3 or 4 shots as well, so I felt like we were going to be the first team to score. Clearly not. Back in the box, Hughes has taken it down with the shot, and there you go, Will Hughes off the bench at half time. It's made the difference and got us back into the game. I think they've changed a few of the player faces and the way they look and stuff like that. Like Vidra looks a lot, I don't know, bulkier, taller than before. I don't know if it's because I'm playing on my TV, like I said in the first episode, or... There it is, full time against Preston. Unfortunately only a draw, but I don't know. It was like the last game of a run of like 3 games in 6 days or something like that. Really tight fixtures. But that's what we're going to have to deal with in the Championship. Just looking at the goal again that Will Hughes did score. I'm not too sure if Luton was involved in it. No, it was Vidra who headed it down. I thought Luton did it, but it's Vidra. It wasn't the best of debuts from Luton, to be honest. I'm not too sure what his player rating was. Whatever that means anyway. He got a 6.5. Only 1 shot. Pretty good pass completion. Dribble's not the best. I don't know. It's Championship football. It's hard to adapt to. Transfer offer here for Thomas Ince is from Saint Etienne, I think that is. I don't really want to sell him, to be honest. So I think I'll reject all future offers. I don't want to get rid of him. He's quite important to the team. One thing that I've forgotten to set up, actually, is the Scout Youth Network thingamabob. We bought the Scout in the first episode for like 3 mil. Didn't do anything with him. I would quite like to bring in English players though, so we're going to spend him there. 9 months is what we go for. That's what I'm not too sure. Do we go for a goalkeeper? As I feel like that's something we do need to look at. Do we go defensive minded? Just so that we do get both defenders, and I think goalkeepers go into defensive minded, so I might do that. Because then we can get centre backs as well, we can get full backs, and maybe even a CDM, I'm not too sure. I think for the time being we'll go for goalkeeper, but only for 3 months, because that way at the end of the 3 months I can go for something else. Going into our last game then against Aston Villa, as you can see we did play a lot of games in a short amount of time with only 2 days rest. Now that we've got a 3-day rest, we may do a little bit better, but I'm sure that next game against Burton we should do quite nicely, and then we've got an absolutely massive break. So yeah, just gonna go into this game against Aston Villa at home. Obviously those last 2 were away, so a little bit tougher of course on the players. We'll give Luton another go up front, even though Vidra and Nugent have done quite nicely. I think I might go for someone else there, just because they're quite similar in style, both Butterfield and Hughes, and I don't want to play them both at the same time, so I think we'll go Bryson. Get the old classic trio of Hughes, Bryson, Thorne. So looking at the Aston Villa lineup, obviously they've spent a lot of money. No Hogan, of course. They've gone for a 4-3-3. They've got Horahan, Mauro, Jedinak, and then up front they got Adoma, Janssen, I'm not too sure who he is, Kodja, Mika Richards, Chester, Marvey, Bakuna and Bunn in goal. Pretty much their best team. It's crazy how they bought Ross McCormack though, loaned him out to Forest. Like, I don't know what's going to happen to him at the end of the year, because clearly Aston Villa, like you think Derby have done badly this season, Aston Villa are a whole different thing, but then again they were a very broken club when they were relegated, so maybe in a way it's good that they have just got that bit of security when they could have just gone quite easily down to League One. Oh shit, again, out of nothing, they just put a ball into the near post and Carson can't do something really simple. Like, that just wouldn't happen in real life. But on the game, like, why is he going there? Simple things like that in the game just need to be fixed. And yeah, Aston Villa are in the lead, 10 minutes to half time. I hope we can get a goal just before half time, because I don't think we quite deserved that, like conceding. But you never know. Literally added time left. We'll probably not even get the attack, because how stupid added time is now on FIFA, because people moaned about the 90th minute. But like, they just pull off ridiculous tackles like that, and we've lost our first league game from literally nothing. Like, very little poor goal from Villa. We didn't do that well, to be fair. So maybe we need to go back to the 4-2-3-1 or maybe a 4-4-2. I don't know. We need to try something else, because at the moment we're only managed to score like 1, maybe 2 goals a game. So yeah, looking at our calendar, we drew that 1-1. We scored 1 in that game, scored 1 in that game. So yeah, we need to really start scoring some goals now. Leave some comments down below on what formation you think I should be playing. Maybe I should go back to the 4-2-3-1, because defensively I was a lot better with that. We didn't actually concede any goals with that formation. It's nice to see Lowe and Bennett both growing. I might give Mason Bennett a few games as well, since we have got the 2-strike. That's the thing, we've got so many strikers, we kind of need to play a 2-strike formation. So maybe we just stick with this one for a bit, see how results go. We've only lost 1 game in the league, to be fair. We're only just outside the top half-ish of the table. Obviously Villa winning all of their games, they've only conceded 2 goals all season, so maybe we were kind of, I don't know, lucky not to get beaten even more. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode anyway. Make sure you do smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and see you soon. Bye.